Hi everybody, welcome to Wool and Wine, episode 15. I'm Tammy.
I'm Claudia.
I'm Janet. Today is today's the 14th of March, so we'll probably have the episode out there probably tomorrow, the 15th. And we are filming from Bellbrook, Ohio, which is a suburb of Dayton, Ohio. And it's rather chilly today. We have a little bit of snow on the ground for March.
Yeah.
So it's still great for knitting warm sweaters.
That is true. And we want to thank all the viewers, new and existing subscribers. If you are a new viewer, we'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you are an existing viewer and you have not subscribed yet, we'd appreciate it if you did.
Yep.
And one thing I want to add too is this is Green Day for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And we have our wine.
Yay!
Cheers.
Another good one.
That's delicious.
Delicious.
Wowza. All right, so this will be our typical episode format. We'll talk about what we're wearing, we'll talk about finished objects, and in one case, I don't think Claudia's got a finish, but she has a couple of sweaters that she's made in the past because some of you have asked for us to talk about sweaters that we have made in the past and how they're wearing and any modifications we've made. And with having three of us, it would really make it a long, kind of difficult podcast if we all brought a bunch of things at once. So we decided that if we don't have a finish, we'll pull one or two things out of our wardrobes and bring those and talk about them. And then we'll talk about our works in progress and dream knitting. And oh yeah, we've got a giveaway winner. So the drawing, we did a random draw right before we started recording, so I don't have to do that klutzy thing with the iPad trying to figure out how to make it work on camera. We did it just ahead, and I snapped a screenshot of the winner, and we'll be able to hold that up and show, and that's going to come a little bit later. So I guess we should start with what we're wearing.
Yeah. So I am wearing the Epernay, and I know if you've been around for a while, you have seen this in progress, and now I get to show it in real life.
Oh my gosh.
And I get to wear it. And
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I absolutely love everything about it. It's just beautiful.
It is, yeah.
And it fits really nice. And the yarn that I use is the Marisol Hooney in the colorway Jade. Oh, I guess I should have sat down when I was saying all that. Marisol Hooney in the colorway Jade. And, yep. I don't know what else I can say about it. I did do one modification. And that was on the side because she had to do, so I'll show you this and then I'll sit down and talk. But on the side was all pearls, and I didn't really like it. It just seemed like it needed something, so I just did a...
Here, stand up and show this side. Stand up and kind of point that direction because that's mostly in the camera. There you go, and the light will hit it better than the other side.
So right here, I added this instead of because this was all pearls, and I didn't like it, so I added a stripe.
A row of knit stitches.
And it's
two
knit stitches, yes.
That's really...
And so it broke the side up a little bit. And
it makes it look like it was supposed to be that way the whole time.
Yeah.
Because the cables on either side of those purl bumps are two.
Yeah.
It's columns of two in a row.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. It looks great on you, and I know that's toasty warm.
It is toasty warm, I'm sweating.
Yeah. Are you? Are you Too warm?
No.
It's fine.
I'm
I'll
perfect.
pull my sleeves up. And actually, it's cool because look, the sleeves actually stay up.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah.
That
I
would
just-
also look good with like a white blouse with a rounded shirt tail.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
a button-down collar, hanging out the bottom
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That it would look very preppy, but it would also give you a little extra warmth if you're
Yeah.
in a really cold
Well, and one
environment.
thing that I have noticed that the shoulder does slide a little bit up here. So,
Oh,
but it's not bad.
well, you know what? That clear elastic thread.
Would that work
Is-
on? I mean, be okay on worsted? Do you think?
Absolutely. I did it on fingering held with mohair, and it's that really heavy sweater. I'll have to wear that sometime. I love that thing. It's one of the Purl. No, it's not Purl Soho. It's the other one. The one that Melissa designed for, and then she started her own yarn thing and sold the shop. You're all screaming it out. It'll be on the screen here. You'll all have seen it before. I don't know why I can't think of it. Anyway, it was a really cool free pattern, and I did it on the neck of that, and it kind of pulls it in when I'm not wearing it, but as soon as I put it on and the weight of the sweater pulls down on it, it keeps it right where it's supposed to be, but doesn't pucker.
You'll have to show me.
Yeah, when we
Because
go,
I have some that's really super tight, super thin. So.
that's what this is. It's super thin. And you just use a crochet hook as big as you need to get into the backside, someplace up close, not like right at the edge, but like a stitch down. And you just pick them up and go around.
I'll give it a
Anyway, we'll
shot.
figure it out. We'll get you squared away today.
Thank
And
you.
the night cord's always good too.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you wearing today, Miss
I am
Janet?
wearing the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
And love it.
Yeah.
This is just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a really nice fitting, comfortable sweater. And the yarns I used for this were the Knit Picks Gloss DK in Kanai for the main color. And then for all the beauty intertwined in there is the Yarn Hero Merge Sport, and I highly recommend this yarn. This comes in 100-gram skein, and it's non-superwash wool, and
Which
it's
is
just
awesome.
Is that what that is?
beautiful.
Is that a
Yes.
show the skein how gorgeous?
Here's another one that I just bought, and this is a worsted weight
That's so pretty.
wool.
Love the color.
And love.
So it looks like the dyed in the wool.
Oh, spin cycle.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I hope the days are going to be like that. But it looks like it's very much like Spin Cycle, except that this comes in 100 grams and it was $30
Right.
a skein.
29, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it is wool. It's not superwash.
Right. It's non-superwash.
Yeah, because the
and it's
the
really
spin
nice
cycle
to,
is
and it
superwash.
just the beautiful colors that it creates.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was Reptile House was the color, the
Yeah, it
colorway
was.
for this one that I used.
beautiful.
And so yeah, so I made like the medium size, and
It's gorgeous. Absolutely
Just-
gorgeous.
It is.
Both of them are.
this last year I think as soon as that pattern came out.
Oh,
we
yeah.
all made one.
You both?
Yeah, we
both
all
did,
three.
yeah.
We all three made one. I'm not a fan of mine. I think it's because of my color choice. So I may make another one sometime with darker colors or something less pink. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a pink person.
You might, sometimes you know how it is. You put a color on and something on and a color you just, it's maybe not your color and you don't know what it is, but you don't like it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of time it's color.
I think so too. So All right, so I'm wearing the Pacific Crest by Elizabeth Doherty. And it is an all-over textured sweater. Love, love, love this. I have worn the bejeebies out of it. The texture, so I did the size 43 and a quarter. It's the size 5 in the pattern writing, so it's very size inclusive. I think it starts at a 30-inch bust, and I'm not even sure what it goes up to, but I know that there are a lot of sizes. In this pattern, there's actually a gauge swatch instruction that's separate from the pattern, because you have to actually use 2 or 3, I think it's 2 different needle sizes for the texture, but then she has you cast on even with a lower size. So for me, I used a 4, a 5, and a 7. So my guess is I cast on with a 4, and the 5 and 7 were probably used depending on which texture pattern I was doing at the time. And you can't feel a difference. There's no, it's just weird. Something, maybe the slip stitches needed the bigger size, where a different pattern in here required something different. But I used the Purl Soho Good Wool on this, and the color number is 9930, but it's fern green. And I have just completed another sweater that's very close to this color by a different manufacturer. So it's very yellow and green and dark green. It's very tonal. There's a lot happening in it, and I just love it. But so I made this a little more than a year ago, and like I said, I have worn it a lot. I think I've only blocked it once. Yeah, I think I have only blocked it once. It needs a little bit of a depilling, I should say. But I wear, my robe is a big love that's got mohair. It's, like worsted weight with mohair. And where I sit to knit at night and in the morning, I wear that mohair all the time over top. And sometimes I'll put this on, after my shower or whatever, and I sit down and I get mohair all over it. And I think that's part of what the pilling is.
because it looks like it has a halo.
It's got, there's a little bit, there's more halo than you would expect from good wool, because the good wool is 100% wool, but it's got little fluff bunnies on it that I don't think even came from this. So anyway, I think that's what that is.
Yeah, the mohair gets everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Such a beautiful color.
I know, it's
very
gorgeous.
It almost is the same as this bit.
Right? It is.
Yeah.
And the tonal bits are really, you've got blue where I've got
I do.
the lighter green.
And there's
but
actually even a gold in here. When I
yeah,
was
there is.
Yes.
You can see it from here
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
It looks like blue and green and gold. It almost is a royal blue undertone in
Yeah,
that.
it could be.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I think too, being next to your sweater, it brings out
Oh, the different
the
color.
gold and
Yeah.
Isn't that
the
funny?
gold and the
Yeah.
blue colors really stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we're wearing. I guess we should get on to finishes. Do you want to talk about
My past finishes.
your past finishes?
I can do that. So I brought 2 Felix pullovers by Amy Christoffers. And one, I'll just show this one first. This one, the pattern has the, well, let me
It's
do
a
this one
yarn
first.
over.
Yarn over, so it has kind of holes on the raglan increases. So that's the increases are the yarn overs. I don't know if you can see them. Let me get a little bit closer. I don't want to hit your foot. There you go. That's much better. So you can see the yarn overs, and that's part of the pattern that she has done. And this one, I decided not, this was the first one that I made, and I did not put those in there because Well, I should say I did at first, and then I didn't like the way it looked against my skin. I think it was too much of a contrast.
Because that's such a dark color.
Yeah, and so I just decided not to do them. But this one is made with, I don't even have a skein left, Shulana Milford. And I love the colorway. The color's beautiful. It's sort of a kind of a brown with some red tones in it. And it's a beautiful, but I'll tell you what, it really does, when it blocks, I'm sorry, getting it in her wine.
Oh, you don't want wine on your sweater.
Well, you don't want my sweater in your wine either.
Well,
So anyway, when it blocks, it really blocks
it
huge.
blooms. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very drapey.
It is very drapey, and it is so incredibly soft. What's the content of that yarn?
It is, let's see, 43% wool, 22% alpaca, 21% acrylic, and 14% silk.
Oh, wow.
But it pills like crazy. That's my biggest complaint.
I think it's because it's so soft. You know, because I mean, holy moly, that's soft.
I've heard that the more soft and silky the material is, the more it can pill.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I can see the pills when you hold it this way.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly sticking out
You're
on
right.
it. But you don't see them when you look at it. I didn't see them until you laid it down and I could actually catch it from the side.
Yeah.
Because it's got so many little tweety bits in it.
Yeah.
So what is that structure? Is it blown? No, it's not.
Just twisted.
It's just a really light twist.
Yeah.
So can you see how light that is? I mean, it's barely even twisted on itself. So maybe that's part of it too. It's just not a high twist,
That could be.
you know? Wow, but that is some fabulous yarn.
Yeah, and I got it at a good price. It was on sale.
Is that the price you paid? Because that actually
no,
looks
no.
scratched out.
No,
Like you paid half of that.
Yeah.
It says $11.95 US on the front of it, and then it's got a line through it.
So it was in the back corner.
Probably $6.
Yeah, something like
Wow.
that.
Clearance box.
Yeah. And the yarn that I used for this one is the Lana Loft worsted in colorway is Aqua Depths. And this was a single ply. It wasn't twisted at all. And so far it hasn't pilled too badly. And I did not do helical knitting on this. So it does pool a little bit more.
It pools, but from the human eye looking at it, it's one thing, but when you hold it up to the camera, it looks way more pooled, doesn't it? I mean, it's very,
Yeah,
it almost looks like wood grain.
It looks really good. I mean, I like
gorgeous,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think this was one of the first yarns that I bought when we started knitting, because I brought it to your house and I didn't know what I was doing at that time and what I was going to make. And then I ended up with something else.
Well, I'm proud of you because you did twisted rib. You did half twisted.
I don't know.
It sure looks like it.
I don't remember.
It looks like it's a knit and 2 pearls.
No.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
It's just the way it's stretched, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
but it
anyway,
does look like a twisted rib.
100% wool. I don't wear it very often, but
You should. That should be your bougie sweatshirt.
my bougie.
Yeah, because
This is my bougie sweatshirt.
well, both of them. Both of them.
I
could
got
be.
lots of sweatshirts.
Yeah, that's really nice. So I haven't made the Felix yet, but it's definitely in my queue.
I haven't either.
Yeah, it's an easy knit. I enjoyed knitting it. I'm just not sure how much the yarn overs add to it.
Well, at the time she came out with that, there weren't very many sweaters that had that detail in the raglan.
That's
you know?
true.
So
Yeah.
it made it a little different than some of the other heavyweight raglan sweaters, that were available at the time.
True.
So
Yeah.
I mean, now there's so many others. But what I was thinking is I have done a lot of sweaters with Brooklyn tweed shelter, and I've got leftovers from several of them in grays, golds, and 2 different greens. And I keep thinking, because that's a worsted weight pattern, I keep thinking that I could knit, well, is it worsted or bulky?
I think it's bulky.
But I could get gauge with the shelter and do a striped sweater, striped raglan without doing the yarn overs.
Oh yeah, that would
kind
be
of
really
use the
pretty.
numbers
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
And I think that would let me use up the leftovers, and then you'd get like a sweatshirt that's totally
Right.
usable out of it.
Yeah,
Sounds
that'd be
beautiful.
great.
Yeah. So you have a finish too.
I do.
I see it sitting over there.
I have finished my Avalanche by Heidi Kermeyer. And here it is.
Beautiful.
And it turned out really nice. When I initially started, I was going to make the medium 2 size, which was a 42 inch. And somehow my stitch count ended up being the medium 1. So actually it turned out pretty much perfect to
That's gorgeous.
what it
is.
needed to
It's
be.
beautiful, yeah.
So I'm, a little mistake ended up being
Worked out for you.
worked out
Yeah.
really well for me.
You know, since you blocked that,
Yeah.
it even got better. And the thing
Yes.
is, before you
Got a lot
blocked
of
it,
drape.
when she showed this on the last episode, remember how we were talking about this yarn gave so much better definition to these cables than
Yeah.
that Eco Plus that we all
Right.
used, that's just kind of fluffy. And I mean, it's great yarn, but holy moly, that makes this look like something you could wear any place, where I feel like my version in that kind of fluffy or looser, not tight twist gauge,
Yes.
it seems more sweatshirty than,
Yeah, yeah.
but that
Yeah,
looks,
and this is another one where you could wear a blouse underneath it.
oh yeah,
And it looked really good.
yeah.
Okay, and the yarn I used for this is the Cloudborn Wool Bulky Natural Kettle dyes. And this is in River Water, is the color. Which to me, it looks more like a deep water, like what
Yeah, deep.
Claudia's saying. Because it's a nice, deep, rich blue.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
So, I really like it. And made it to pattern.
Yeah, you did. That's
Perfect.
really gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cloudborn yarn, if you don't all know, is not being made any longer.
Oh,
right?
true.
So you might still be able to find some of this on a D-stash on Ravelry, or maybe somebody on Etsy or eBay. I mean, you never know. It might still, there's probably quite a bit out there still.
I bet there is.
Because I still have quite a quantity in my stash.
Have you looked on, did you notice on Little Knits if they have it? Because sometimes they have.
I don't want to look too deep. I already keep buying stuff from Little Knits.
Yeah, I know. It's hard not to.
It is hard not to.
It really is. They got some really good bargains on there.
Sometimes they do.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so I have a finish, and you'll be happy to know that I have finally finished my Waffle Loop sweater by Other Loops. So here it is.
Wow.
Completely finished. All this gorgeous texture, and I absolutely love the decreased detail down this. Oh, I don't even know if it's going to be easy enough to show. There we go.
Oh, that's really
So
neat.
Yeah, the decrease is on the outside of the sleeve. So it's all this gorgeous texture, front and back. And I love this thing.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
That's Gorgeous.
So I knit this. I did the size 1, which is a 43 inch, and I used Cascade Eco plus Hemp in the colorway Iguana, and that's number 19. And you can see that it is, it kind of, I think from even there you can see the white in it, and I think that's the hemp. So it's very much like linen quill, the way it knits up. I cannot wait to wear it. We're going to a St. Patrick's Day party on Friday, and I plan on wearing it. That'll be my first wear. So I'm really excited about that. I wasn't going to wear it. It's fresh off the blocking mats to show all of you. I do need to put a one of my tags in it. But I usually do that before they're even done. I don't know why this didn't have one already. But super exciting that
So pretty.
it's finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tammy tried it on for us last week, and oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
I did,
it
yeah.
fit beautifully on
Yes,
her.
it's
I
gorgeous.
highly recommend this. I do have some project notes on Ravelry that you might want to look at if you're planning on doing the size 43. There was something, I'm not even sure where it was. It might have been in the increases here for the sleeve. I think that might be where there was an issue. You have to pay attention to what's happening on the other side, because up here, you know, you're knitting back and forth until you join the body and the round. But there was something about the way they described how to do that waffle pattern. But it is a 3-stitch, 4-row pattern repeat, and it was super easy to figure out what really needed to happen rather than what the instructions said. So it was a no-brainer. But I did say in my project notes exactly what it took for that size to get back on track. So it'll be interesting how long I have these little tails sticking out, because you know it's the hemp and it just comes out of it. But I'm trying not to pull them, because that's part of the charm of the yarn. It's probably part of the structure too. So anyway, that's finishes. I know we have whips.
Yeah.
Whips galore.
Whips.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Okay, so this is one I've been working on for a little while, and it is the Daily Pullover by Paula Piera. And it is in the Purl Soho linen quill colorway Fresh Pickle.
And it's green.
And it's green.
Yes.
Green is the
Tis
theme
the
today.
season.
So I knit until my last ball ran out, and then I did the collar. And so the collar's now there, and it's just round and round and round we go. So I don't know what else to really say about it. Can't wait to block it, because it seems a little puffy right now.
It's really beautiful.
It's a beautiful, well-written pattern for sure.
Yeah, I can't say anything bad about the pattern at all. I mean, I have no criticism. It's perfectly written, and
What do you think of the yarn?
oh, I love the yarn. The yarn is gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've talked about this, and so it does look a lot like the yarn that you were using, except this has the linen in it. So you get the texture from the linen. I don't know if you can see.
Clearly color
There you
changing for
go.
sure from the linen.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you block that, it will be like it's ironed. It just.
I
it's
can't
really-
wait. I can't wait.
beautiful.
I just round and around and around we go.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
So do you have a whip?
I do. And my first one is the Grace Notes Pullover by Johi Locatelli. And I finished the body.
What?
And I'm ready to start working on the sleeves. Also did the neckline.
Wow.
Wow, we haven't seen this. Look how gorgeous.
Yeah.
Into the hem.
Oh,
Here's
Janet,
the
that's
back.
really pretty.
Yeah.
It'll look better once it gets blocked, but for right now,
Wow.
I'm excited.
Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Tried
So
it
you did the
on.
neck on? Oh, yeah.
To the neck.
Wow.
So beautiful. The
That-
color is so cool.
Oh my gosh. Good job, you. That is
So,
really pretty.
It
huh?
is. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm happy with it. Just gotta get
Yeah.
these sleeves on there.
After a rough start on it, though.
Ready for it to get done. Yeah, a little rough start.
Wow. So are
With the
those, it's
cables.
a drop shoulder, so you just pick up and just knit it too.
Right. Yep.
So how much of a drop is it?
Well, it's rolled under a little bit,
Yeah.
so
So where does that come on
And I
your
did.
arm?
Uh,
A little bit, yeah.
yeah, it comes
Yeah,
down
it
to
drops.
about, probably about
yeah.
here,
That's good.
mid bicep. And then when the sleeves are on too,
It'll
that's
pull
the
it,
weight is
straighten
going
it
to pull
out,
them
yeah.
down. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's so
Yeah.
pretty. The dot yarn, the
So-
definition is so good on that.
Yeah, that twisted rib is just ooh.
Right.
And then you were wondering about whether to continue the cable down into the rib, and I like it just as you did it.
Yeah, I think that's really that finishes it off so
Right.
pretty.
So what Claudia's talking about is, so I did the actual cable right here at the edge of the, before I started on the ribbing below the twisted rib here, and then I just did the twisted rib through the entire hem line. And I guess if you start it before you're going to cable, then you would go ahead and cable in the actual hem line. But I did it before so that it would come out
It looks great.
It looks
the way I
yes.
wanted
I
it.
think
looks
that's
like
the way
it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And it looks
So-
kind of pinkish purple on the viewfinder, but it's a rich purple, rich grape juice purple almost,
Yeah,
right?
burgundy wine purple.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
yeah.
It is definitely wine purple.
Yeah. Wow.
So-
nicely done.
Way to
Thank
go.
Look at you go.
You'll have those sleeves done next week, right?
you. Yeah, I'll have them done. On the finish line here at this point. Just get these sleeves done and
Wow.
Awesome.
then I'll be
Yeah.
showing this again on the next episode.
You might
Stay
be
tuned.
wearing it.
I know. right?
Hopefully, I mean, we're about 15 degrees below normal here this time of year. So if it stays that way,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I need to tell you what yarn you
yeah. Well,
used.
yeah, what the yarn is. We've been talking about the color.
Yeah, I can't say enough about this. This is the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes yarn. And this is Amethyst Heather is the colorway. And I tell you what, for the price point of this, it's well worth it.
Yeah. And they also very often have buy 10 skeins and get some huge discount. What is it
Yeah, it was like $30 for 10 skeins
of that? Oh
of
my gosh.
this.
And 10 skeins
And-
is enough for a size
Yes.
40-inch sweater, right?
Right. And this, I have several sweaters with this wool of the Andes, and they wear well,
Yeah.
and they don't pill.
The nice workhorse yarn.
You know, I mean, yeah, workhorse. I mean, they do pill, but not as easy as some other yarns.
It looks like it
So-
has a slight halo on it.
Yeah,
It against the
with the light behind it, it does, yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah,
Way
it's
to
just
go. Good.
really
Good
nice yarn.
job.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, is that it?
exciting! Yeah.
Alrighty, so I have a test knit that I've been working on, and this is the Eyre by Samantha, also known as Strikkachik. And so I have been working on this for a while. I am doing, never mind, I don't know what size I'm doing. I usually wear a size 40, and I think she recommended a couple of inches of positive ease. So Here it is. I have one sleeve
Wow.
done.
You've made progress.
Wow.
That is really pretty.
Yeah, one whole sleeve done. Look at the cables. I see it in the viewfinder, so I know all of this gorgeousness is showing up. And it's all on the back as well. It is an absolute lovely pattern. And the same, down the sleeve, and then the twisted rib at the cuff. I haven't woven in any of the ends yet. I'm going to wait till after I block it for that. And that'll be coming soon. But
You've made some progress.
I do love it. I did the sleeve in about a
so
day and a half.
Pretty. Wow.
It is such a gorgeous color. This is exactly the same yarn that I did my Sunday sweater in. And I love it. So this is Berroco Vibe. And this yarn is 45% cotton, 45% wool, and 10% nylon. And so I don't know if you can see, but it's just as squishy and light as it can be. This is a 50-gram ball. And look, it's like almost as big as my head.
Yeah.
So
Fluffy.
that shows you how fluffy that is. And I'm holding that with Alpaca Bloom from Knit Picks. And it's coming across as a very red. So this is Poppy. And this color is... It says flame red, but honestly, this is such a deep burgundy color.
It is.
And this is such a tomatoey red. And then you saw what they make together. And I highly recommend this. It's really, really great yarn. I wear my Sunday sweater frequently. And it's warm without being too hot. It's bulky, because it's a nice thick fabric.
But it'll be less
That is
hot.
so
I mean, it'll be
soft.
cooler
Yeah.
with the cotton.
With the cotton. That's
both
what-
of those are so soft.
That
Yeah.
alpaca. I've never used this
I've not
before. How do you
either.
like this?
Oh, I love it.
This
It's great. Well, I mean, the Sunday sweater.
Yeah.
I wear that all the time. So, yeah, I really do like it.
Very soft.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, I think it's pretty darn good. I would highly recommend both of those yarns. Yeah. And so the pattern calls for drops Eyre held double, I think, but I was able to get gauge with the Berroco Vibe. And it doesn't, oh, it does. This says it's a number 5, so this is a bulky. And it actually, does that say a 0?
We're all looking. I can't.
I know, don't you wish you
Wait
could?
a minute. Sorry.
I want to take it and spread it. I think that says it's a 0.
a 0.
But
I've never heard of
honestly,
a 0.
this is thicker than mohair silk. So anyway, highly recommend. It's really, really good stuff. So do you have another whip?
Yes, I do.
Hey.
So I was kind of going through this drought where I was like really stuck. I didn't know, I wanted to start this, but it wasn't really inspiring. And so I don't know why I got inspired for this, but it's the Brooklyn Raglan by Tori Yu. And the yarn I'm using is Trendsetter Wish. And I think this is eggplant, but I don't see how it could be eggplant because it's more brown.
I bet they mismarked it.
So, I mean, it's beautiful speckles of red and yellow tones. So here it is started. And here's the, it's a raglan, because I was looking for a raglan sweater. And so that's when I found this one. And then it has a texture going down the sleeves, off the shoulder and down the sleeves. So It was just something interesting, and I've been wanting to use this yarn, so that's what I did. Oh, and also I did go up a needle size and got a 19 gauge. The gauge is actually 21 because the sizing wasn't really, it's like I'm kind of in the middle between these sizes. And so I went to a 19 gauge, and that will give me my perfect size. And I think that's like 46 is what I calculated it to be, because it'll give me a little bit of ease, but not, I think the other size was like 49, and I'm like, nah.
That'd be too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's really pretty yarn. And again, that's a discontinued yarn.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
We all have some, and I have that same color, but I'm pretty sure mine's not called eggplant. I think
I
it's
don't know.
actually called brown
Is it?
or mocha or something. Or no, maybe yours is mocha and it's lighter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or mine was latte. I think mine was latte.
Latte, yeah. I'll have
Because
to
it was
look.
a creamy brown.
Yeah, I guess I could look.
Because I can't even remember where I bought mine. It wasn't on Little Knits. I bought it
No.
before Little Knits, like some other place. And they renamed the color of one of the other yarns that you got. And I'm
Right.
wondering if somebody saw that as eggplant, or they may just have had not much left. But it's gorgeous. I mean, it's got speckles of red and terracotta and gold and white and beige. Oh, it's beautiful yarn.
It is beautiful yarn. I was gonna look it up, and I should have looked it up even before.
Oh, to see if they have it now?
No, I'm looking to see the color. What it says. It says color 165. Whatever that's worth.
well,
Right.
Yeah.
it's
so-
not like you can get it, because we looked and Little Knits had one color left the last time we checked, and it was
Yeah.
like a plum color or something, and we all had a lot of it already and didn't buy it. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Have you knit with that Trendsetter Wish
No.
before? Okay,
No,
so this is,
this is my
one.
first
I know
time.
Tammi and I both
You
have
guys did. Yeah.
made a DRK everyday
Sweater,
sweater.
yeah.
Yes.
And that's a great pattern. Oh,
Yes,
love
it
that
is.
one. So, do you have another whip?
I do.
Okay.
Let's see what we have here.
Why don't you show us?
Okay,
we
so
good on
I
time?
started another pattern by Hohi Locatelli, the Arco Iris. So I'm working on, it's one of those, another V-neck. And so I'm working on the V-neck part, the very top.
Boy, that yarn's pretty.
And here's the raglan. So I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point where several more rows, and then
You'll be able to.
I'll be able to join the round. So kind of still at the beginnings, but
It's really pretty. You know, it reminds
Yes.
me, this yarn. Do you remember the Crayola boxes that
Yeah.
have the crayon sharpener in the back?
Uh-huh.
I had one of those one time that the bottom opened up on, and all those shavings fell out. And that's what this reminds me of. All the beautiful colors all together in one place.
yes.
That's really gorgeous.
It is. It's gonna be so
Okay,
pretty.
so anyway, I don't have the tag, but it is that Sheepish Creations. Once again, I've been using a lot of Sheepish Creations, and then one of my other whips is also using Sheepish Creations as well. So after that, I'll be done with all my Sheepish Creations. But I do love the yarn. It is a let's see, which one am I working on here? This is the Superwash Merino Decay and Rainbow Tweed.
That's a perfect color for it.
And yeah, this was the one, this was the store when we went to the Mid-Ohio Fiber Festival, and I bought all the, she had clearance yarn. I don't know what it is about that, but
Well, there was so much of it.
there
and
was
it was
so much, and it
beautiful.
was, oh yeah. And when I saw this beautiful Tweety yarn, I was like, okay, I'll take this, and this. So I walked out there with a bundle of stuff.
Well, she was marking it down to get rid of it.
Yeah.
She got rid of it.
So you helped her out
It
there.
was win-win.
Yes. So enjoying this very much. So
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a very nice one.
whoops, I'm losing stitches as we
Uh-oh.
speak.
Oh no.
All right.
Where's your... Don't you hate that?
So I have got, I've got a handful is what I have. This is the Lune by Natasja Hornby. And it is
Wow.
getting done. I'm getting
Wow.
closer and closer. I am absolutely loving this. I talked about the texture on it last time, that I changed that because I was with friends on a vacation and I wanted to be able to talk to my friends and not be constantly looking at a chart. So I blocked it just to see what was going to happen down here at the bottom with all this gorgeousness. And it blocked out just perfectly fine. So the yarn I'm using is the Knit Picks palette yarn, and I love this yarn. It's 100% wool, and this is 231 yards to 50 grams. So I'm using the colorway Toffee. Oyster, and then I'm using Holstgarn Super Soft Oxford Gray, and it does, you know, Oxford is usually a blue. I think it's Oxford blue, right? But there's a blue hue to this gray. It definitely in real life reads dark gray, but I am really loving this. I have it on a cone and I wound some off, and I think I'll be able to finish. I've only got maybe 6 rows left, so I should be able to finish it with these yarns. But I'm absolutely loving this. This was my Curacao knit for the whole time, and then when we got home, I really did kind of put this on the back burner to finish my test knit for Samantha. And I'm picking this up in between because honestly, cables and having to read charts all the time, you know, it kind of makes you crazy after a little while.
Yeah,
I
can see
need
that.
variety.
Yes.
Doing different things.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is, this is a reasonable needle size. I think they're US 5s. It's whatever the pattern called for. It might be a 6, but I'm using a size 13 on my test knit, and that bothers my hands after a while. If I just, you know, try to knit with these, I feel like I'm knitting with little tree branches. They're, you know, fat little things. So nothing little about them. They're just fat things.
Yeah, so you're gonna put all those pretty tassels on there?
I am. I actually am. So you saw that the toffee skein, I'm hoping I can get all the tassels out of that. And it says to wrap around a 1 3/4 inch piece of cardboard. She gives very specific instructions on that. And I was thinking, you know, our red gauge rulers that we use,
Right.
I'm going to have to measure and see. I bet you that's about 1 3/4 inches. If it's not, I definitely have cardboard, but that would be really easy to wrap around and be able to cut and do all the things. So I am going to put all those on, and that's going to take a while. But there's a lot of stitches on that right now because, you know, it's the bottom bit, and it takes me about 22 minutes to get down from one end to the other.
Wow, you can do That in 20 minutes?
No, from one end to the other.
Oh, okay.
Because
So you're fast.
It's a very easily memorizable pattern. So I haven't gauged the time now that I'm doing the bit that I'm doing now, because it's way easier than that diamond shape. This is the finishing bits, and I think it's actually what I was doing up on the shorter body of the shawl. The same pattern up there is what goes to finish it off, and that's just like, I don't know, knit one or slip one, knit three, slip one, knit three, and that goes way faster than whatever the other one was. So anyway, do you have another
I
whip?
do. I have one more to show you, and this is called First Snow by Pia Trans. And I am doing it, so I bought this on Amazon. It's 49% cotton, and no, it's 51% cotton and 49% rayon. No, or bamboo, I should say.
Bamboo from rayon.
Bamboo from rayon, and it's called Silk City Fibers Cotton Bamboo, and it's in a light green. It's actually a very pale green. I don't know if that comes out in here or not, but it's definitely a green. And I am also going to use the Malabrigo Cicero Paris Night. And
Oh, that's what that is.
yeah, because it feels similar, and that's going to be the color work. So these two colors together, I think, are going to be really nice.
Oh, that's going to be
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I have it cast on. I started it, and it's interesting how she does the increases. So she says to put a marker every 7 stitches. Ends up with this really cute pattern, a little bit of a texture there. So
It's a really beautiful way to do the increases up there.
it really is.
She has got some gorgeous patterns out there. And so the reason that Claudia is doing that, we're all actually knitting one of Pia's patterns right now. She is the maker, the designer behind 50 Fabulous. She has a podcast and we all watch her, and she talked about doing another knit-a-thon. So she's done 2 or 3 in the past, and she's got one coming up on April 22nd. And we are actually going to support her in that by recording a podcast. We would do a live during her knit-a-thon, but Claudia's going to be on vacation and gets home on the 22nd, and there's no way that she can get home and we can pull this off for a live after coming from, I think you're in Europe, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
And so she would just be too exhausted to be
Yeah.
able to pull it off. So we're going to record that, but we're each knitting one of Pia's patterns to show on that podcast, but we're going to work on those. Hopefully we can wear them. That would be awesome. But I have a feeling that we'll be only just showing our progress. I don't think we're going to have them done, but I started one too, and it's hard to put down. So anyway, we wanted to tell you all about that because we are absolutely going to support her on that. And I think our time slot is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern time, and that'll be 2 a.m. for her when she's at home. And I'm not really sure if she's doing that one from Denmark or if she's doing that one from their home in Italy. I'm not
Or
sure.
Texas.
No, she won't be in Texas.
She won't be. Okay.
She just is about to go home from Texas. Like really, she's there right now, so they won't be back. She said it's kind of hard to do it when she's there visiting, because it takes too much
right.
time. They're there to see kids
From
and
her
grandbabies.
grandbabies,
Yeah.
yes.
So that would be difficult to be so tired and then not be able to hang out with your grandbabies the next
Yeah.
day. But anyway, we're really excited about that, and we'll talk about it again. And I probably will put a thing up on the screen here that gives you the date and time all over again. And so anyway, yeah, we're excited about doing that. So do you have another whip? Or is it my
I do.
turn? I can't remember. It's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I think it's your turn.
Yeah. I think this is a good opportunity to talk about my Piotrans pattern, which is Be Beautiful. And I have a gauge swatch right here. Yeah, so I made a gauge swatch. And here it is. I am holding two yarns together. Which one of those happens to be the Sheepish Creations, which is the alpaca silk and linen. And here's what it looks like caked up.
Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful yarn.
That is gorgeous.
And also I'm holding it with so that's a light fingering. And then this is a lace weight Juniper Moon Farms Finley in the colorway Fresco. So they're both very drapey, very, very drapey fabrics. So I've only made a very, very small beginning, which I may end up starting over on this because I used two different needle sizes on here because I wasn't getting quite gauged, so I switched needles. And I really think probably at this point, since I'm just beginning, to maybe start over. So with this being another V-neck, I'm on a roll with these V-necks. So you work on each side of the front individually, and then you eventually sew these together and work in the round.
That's going to be lovely.
Very beginning
I mean,
of this.
You can tell by your gauge swatch how much drape that's going to have. It's just
yeah,
so
It's going to
incredibly
be
soft.
very
It
drapey.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel
That's
how
really.
soft
Oh, I
that-
know. We have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is really soft too.
And I forgot to show my swatch.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead and
mean
show
to show
yours.
it?
Yeah, go ahead because you have knit your gauge swatch with the two colors.
Right. And so this is what they look like together. And boy, the background is really blowing out. So
Would it help if I hold something up to block the light?
maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, I think I
it
can see a
helps.
little bit better. Yeah. But anyway, that's my gauge swatch.
It's a pale celery green, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
Look how drapey this
Just
is.
very pale, yeah.
It's really gonna be
Well, bamboo
Yeah,
and
it's super soft.
silk, did you say, or
Cotton.
Cotton. So, wowza. Okay, so I will show mine as well. I'm doing the Scrappy Striber by Piotrans. And I showed the yarn last time and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it all. I guess I could just dump it out here to get to it a little bit easier. So these colors, I've wound it all up because I have knit a gauge swatch with each of the colors. And
Wow.
it's a little bit messy, but here's my gauge swatch. So the blue, get to my colors. The blue is called Well Water, so that is a deep, deep blue. The beige is Beige Bunny. The orangish color is Robin Redbreast. And then this multicolor here is from a different dyer, and I've got the swatch for that, and then we've got Golden Pollen. So I think that this is probably the order that I'm going to do my stripes. And
really good.
yeah, I'm really loving it. And the multicolor is from Expression Fiber Arts, and this is merino, 43% merino, 42% fine merino, 43% superwash merino, 43% fine merino, and 15% Donegal. And I picked this color mainly because I feel like it goes with every one of those. There's a lot of colors in here, and I'm liking it. I'll decide in a minute, in a hot minute, if I'm gonna do that with it. But I did cast on.
I want to see that. That's so pretty.
And so here is how it's coming along. That's the deep water and the beige bunny. And you know, you can see the short rows in the back. But I love the way she has a texture as you change the colors. And it's also where the increases are done. But it is hard to put down. This yarn is so incredibly soft. Are you like shocked at that?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
So I didn't show you the label, but oops. Oh, this is important. This is Purl, Soho, Santalina. And the content of this is 70% organic cotton, 20% rayon from bamboo, and 10% hemp. And it is unbelievably soft. You know, they're having sales all the time, and Purl Soho, that is. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be on the lookout for a sweater's quantity of this. I feel like the bamboo, when you pick this up, it doesn't matter what the temperature in the room is, it feels cool to the touch. So I think that will be fabulous for summertime tops. And
Yeah.
I can just see, I'm going to have a lot of this left over because, you know, I've got 4 skeins of that, plus this little nubbin that I might be using. And I know that there's no way that a size, what am I doing? I'm doing the size 3, and that's 43.5 inches, but there's no way that a short-sleeved scrappy sweater is going to take up 4 full skeins. She designed this so that you could use your scraps from different things, but I had just bought those, and I felt like I really wanted to use
Perfect.
those on something.
They go together so well.
Yeah, so do you have more?
No, I don't.
Do you have more? Because
I
I certainly
do.
do. I have 3 more down here.
I just have one more.
Oh,
So do you wanna
I'll
go
do
ahead?
one more then. I showed you my socks last time. So these are the DRK Everyday Socks by Andrea Mowry. And I did not bring my sock blocker this time. But I'm using Fibernymph Dyeworks Absolute Gorgeous Blue Jay colorway with stellina. I hope you're seeing the stellina in this, but this is from her Backyard Birds collection. Here is the first sock, not on a sock blocker, and I promise this is a women's size 8 sock, but I have made a tiny bit of progress on the next one. I think I had just barely cast this on. I may have only been on the toe the last time, so I'm getting a little bit of it done. And I actually, when I purchased yarn from Lisa at Fibernymph Dyeworks recently, I ended up getting a set of these stitch markers, and I think they're just beautiful. So they're perfect for a sock project. So anyway, I'm working away on that, and I have punctured the crap out of my finger. I like using the 9-inch circs, and I'm doing these on a size 1. So I have a finger cot that is rubber, and it is protecting. I want to make sure, there you go. It's protecting my finger when I knit with these, because I tend to push my stitches up, and oh my gosh, the first time you do it, you're like, ow. And the second time you do it, it makes you howl.
And then the third time you put the thing
Oh my
on your
gosh, yeah, the
finger.
third time it makes you cuss. I mean, that is just, yowza, that is really bad news. Poking a hole that's already there. It's like poking the bear when it's already mad. Not a good thing to do. So I'm loving these. This is my car knitting. If I go any place, that goes along with me. Okay, so go ahead. I got 2 after yours.
All right. So my next one is Killer Queen Cow by Lyrical Knits. And I've just begun on this. This is the cow that Tammi made recently. So here's what it looks like so far. So what happened was I ended up purchasing this yarn here. These are both Malabrigo Rios yarns in worsted weight. And I had purchased this one. This is Potion and this is Purl. And I purchased the Potion for thinking I was going to use this for some color work for a different project that I'm thinking about making. The color did not look good for that. So then I ended up buying this one to go with, and then it was like, oh my gosh, these are worsted weight. This will be perfect for this Killer Queen Cow. So I decided to go ahead and make this sooner rather than later. I know after seeing Tammi's, I really wanted to make it, but I wasn't going to make it quite yet. But now I am making it, and I love. This is so fun.
It is. It is an addictive
It's
pattern.
so fun.
You'll have it done in no time.
Tammi and I went together to a local yarn shop, Woolly Bully.
Hi, Jenny.
And
Hi, all you lovely knitters who we saw in the back room.
yes, so nice, so fun. And she had 2 of these in her shop as little sample killer cows or Killer Queen cow.
Yeah.
And they were so pretty, and she said it was so fun to make, and I know what she's talking about now.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying doing that. These are amazing.
Stitch is fun. Yeah.
They're so fun.
And this pattern lets your multi-tonal, multicolored yarns really sing. It just shows them to their best advantage. You know, it's because look at them. It's like each one of these little bubbles has a different bit of a texture color going on in them, and it's just it pops so good against that light background.
It's just so fun. It's so neat working with these 2 yarns. So yeah, I can see myself
Pretty.
Working away on that.
working away on this a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
So
the progress on it as you go.
Yeah.
That almost is like a super pale plum color, the
Yeah.
background. It's just like the palest purpley gray. I guess Purl. That's a good way.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that Purl.
but when you
color.
have it with the Potion, the multicolored one, it almost looks more gray to me.
I can
Well,
still
The
see
background
it's
versus
got
the
that gray, purpley gray hue.
purple.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can still see the purple in it.
Yeah.
Very pale. It's like a lavender.
Yeah. A lavender gray or something, maybe. Yeah. It would be a really good wall color. It'd be one of those. It would
Be
For a
very
paint color.
yeah. You're right.
Because it would look gray, it would look taupey, it would look purpley. Yeah, depending on how the light hits it.
Yeah. So
Alrighty, so I've got 2 more whips, and one of them you have seen several times. This is the Lyrah by Natasja Hornby. And I am thinking I am beyond in love. And I'm also making progress. So you can see a line about here where I blocked it just to make sure the collar was going to be right. And so that's where I was the last time. So I had just split for the sleeves and have been going round and round and round. I love this texture. Look how gorgeous that is. And it's got this patterning down the side as well. Let's see if I can, oh, there we go. I am using on this another Purl Soho yarn. This is Wigeon, and I have 3 different colorways. There's Whiskey Brown, Eucalyptus Gray, and Honeysuckle Pink.
love the names of those colors.
Yeah. So here's the label, and then here are my 3 colors. I love this yarn. So by the time you see this, by the time we're up for you to be able to see, the sale will be over for this particular sale. But they had Wigeon for 20% off again.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I can't, this is one of those, you don't, after you've knit a couple inches, maybe not even that, just a few repeats, you get what the pattern is. And it's so easy. I can pick this up doing anything. And man, it's so soft. It just keeps getting softer and softer.
Oh yeah, that's a, oh my gosh.
I know, right? It's 100% wool. This is fine Falkland merino.
Yes.
And it has a high twist, so the definition's there. But I blocked it, and there's actually a halo on it. I'm sure that you all can't see it there out in camera land. But we can see it from here, and it is really something special. And then I have one more.
Yeah, I tell you what, I saw that sale.
Yeah, I know. I keep going,
really
no,
wanna buy some.
no. Somehow that doesn't keep me from buying more yarn.
No, I'm trying really hard. I'm kind of on a yarn diet. That doesn't mean that I'm not buying. Just like when I'm on a diet, it doesn't mean I don't indulge. But yeah, so the last one that I'm actively working on, is the Helia by Joanna Ang. And I have made some progress on this as well.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I love the speckles in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. So here it is. And I think I've got a good 2 or 3 inches on here since the last time I showed it, but oh my gosh, I am in love with these sleeves. I am a couple of rows away, a couple of increases away from separating for sleeves, and then it's just going to be round and round and round. So the yarn I'm using, it's turning into a bit of a mess, but I do have a skein that I haven't wound of each of these to show you. So this is McMullin fiber, Posh Sock, and I just love all the speckles and so forth. And then this is Passion Yarns, and this is called Angora Love in the colorway Frozen. So both of these were picked up at
Springfield,
What's it called?
Yeah, the wool gathering.
The wool gathering. When is that?
September.
Yeah, September sometime.
I
I think it's like in the middle, like the 18th,
Yes,
17th,
that's
somewhere
what I
around
was
then,
thinking.
whenever the weekend is around that time frame,
Yeah.
Okay.
is when that happens.
Well, I hope I'm in town for that because we have a huge trip planned. So this color is Sense and Sensibility, and I'm pretty sure they're still dyeing these colors. And like I said, this one's frozen. They're from 2 different yarn dyers, but I'm serious. Look at this. How could you not put those together in a project? I just love them. I don't even have anything to say about this other than this yarn is absolutely scrumptious. Y'all know what mohair feels like, but I'm telling you, this fingering,
Oh man.
it's sock yarn. So if I have any left, I am definitely making socks,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Ugh.
I mean, it's about to, I'm pulling from the center of it, so I'm not really treating it as gently as I could. It probably could use a new winding, but whatever. I'm just gonna keep going and let it be. So we have some yarns, some acquisitions. Should we go right into those? What do you think?
What about our giveaway? Maybe.
Well, we could do the giveaway. So
That sounds
I have to get my iPad. So I'll be right back. Okay. To make it less clumsy, like we said, we decided that we would do the random draw before we get started. So we did a little sewing, and we have a beautiful, oh, it's coming across very, very blue. This is denim color with a nice cord, and then I don't know if you can see the inside. Maybe you can see the inside of the bag. It's all about yarn
hold up the
and
bottom
all
of
the
it?
things yarn. And then when Janet and I were at our local yarn shop, Woolly Bully, we told them about our giveaway, and she suggested, Jenny, the owner, suggested that we look at some yarns from local dyers. And so we found one that is Fiber and Fabrics.
Correct.
Is that an and sign?
Uh-huh.
And it's hand dyed in Dayton, Ohio. And the colorway that we picked is Cardinal, which happens to be the state bird of Ohio. So here's what this gorgeous yarn looks like. And we found then a local dyer that we didn't know about. And there's actually another local dyer that we didn't buy this time, but we decided we would go ahead and purchase a skein of that. And the last time, Claudia had donated one of these Knit Picks gauge rulers. And if you guys don't have one of these, you should.
They're the best.
They are the best. I have, and I think we all have the metal kind.
Yeah.
But I always feel like I'm gonna scratch my needle sliding it in the metal. It just doesn't seem smooth enough,
Right.
but this
Yeah.
plastic is super nice. And it's got a magnified strip on it with a little 4-inch or 10 centimeter swatch line that makes it easier to read your stitches. So, oh, somebody just commented on our last video and they're too late. But we, like I said, we randomly picked with our comment picker, and the winner if you would reach out to us with an email. I have no idea where in the world you live, but we would like your complete mailing address and your full name, as well as your phone number if you're outside of the US, because I'm pretty sure we'll need a phone number for customs. So, yeah, if you could email that to us, our email address is in the show notes. So, take a look down there and send us off an email, and we'll get this out in the mail to you right away. And that was our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So that's incredibly exciting.
Yes,
Yay.
very. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah, that's why it's important everybody subscribe, because we can do another one as soon as we reach 3,000.
Right, right. Yeah, and if only half of you guys are subscribed, gosh, that would be so good. Right? I mean, help us out a little bit. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. It really does help the channel, and it doesn't mean anything to you. You don't even have to get notified unless you hit the bell so that you get notified when we put up another podcast. But we've been trying to do it about every 2 weeks, and we're going to try hard to stay on that schedule. It's been working pretty well for us so far. Sometimes we don't have a lot to show that we finished, but we've always got whips. There's always whips. And now that Claudia, bless her heart, is out of her analysis paralysis,
I still have it.
it's a little bit better now, though, because you've got some things
yeah.
that you're working on. So
Yeah.
that helps. You have some wool, though, so you want to talk about...
I do. Yeah, and I never heard of this yarn maker. It's called Jody Long and Alba. It's merino and alpaca. And it was sort of talked about as a substitute for Rowan felted tweed because
I
it
can
has
see
the
it.
same content. And so this is her label. And this colorway is sea salter. And I think that's very pretty. And then this one is called blush. And I had got this because I was thinking about color work, and I thought that would be a pretty color work. And I actually could put them two together, and it would be...
Oh, it would be beautiful.
Put those
There's
two.
a little bit of blue in the blush. That's blowing out. Let me see. Hold it back up here again. Oh, there you go. That's a
Yeah.
little bit better. It makes
Yeah.
that blush show
Yeah. So...
to a truer color.
Yeah, so that could be... Because partly I'm thinking of the drawing sweater. The one they...
Oh, that would be pretty in
that
the
would
drawing
be.
sweater.
Yeah.
That would be really pretty.
Yeah, if you can get gauge with that, it looks pretty thin.
Well, it's actually supposed to be DK. Even
Well,
says it on the label.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to do a gauge swatch and see how
Yeah.
it clumps up. Like a gauge swatch with color work to
Yeah.
see if that shows through.
Right.
Because I held that hobby silk, no, not silk, lace alpaca
Yeah.
with it. They have so many colors in that. If you need to hold something with it, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's on sale on Little Knits.
Little
as
Knits.
Well, because I've
this
been
one
looking
is?
at that.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, and they had there was a navy that I wanted. It was I think it was called Midnight, and they didn't. They were out of stock, but I just saw that they have it in stock now. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well.
we talk about Little Knits like it's only clearance yarns, and it's not. They have current things that are very
Oh, yeah.
plentiful also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they do. And then I have one more that I got there. It's called Queensland Collection Kathmandu, and it's an Eyre and weight merino, silk, and cashmere tweed.
That's gorgeous.
And the colorway, let's see, it says color 10, but it's like a rusty, I think it was called rusty brown or something. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. So I was on
It is.
on Ravelry seeing what other people had done with this, and so I got some ideas. And if I have enough, I think I have 5 skeins of this, so that's about just over 1,000 yards. So I'll find something to make with that. That's for sure.
It's beautiful.
Even if I do another Felix and just do the without the.
Well, if you have any of your wish that you're doing your the baseball style with the raglan and the curved hem, what is that one called?
Brooklyn Raglan.
Brooklyn Raglan.
Brooklyn
Yeah,
Raglan.
if you have any of that left, that would make really gorgeous color work with this.
Oh.
Because it's just the opposite. This has a little bit of brown specks, and the other one is brown with a little bit of orangey
Yeah,
specks.
I probably have to
True.
hold them together because that one's a little, but that seems to be, that yarn
Plump.
seems to be pretty plump.
It plumps up, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Okay, so do you want to go, Janet? You have two beauties laying up there.
Yes, well, I've been thinking about, and this is kind of some dream knitting here, plus some new yarns that I got, which I showed a little bit earlier. And this is for the Throwover by Andrea Mowry. So this was the Yarn Hero, the merge worsted, and then the Ba Ramu Winterburn Aran for the main part of the fabric, and then this for the stripe part. So
That'll be gorgeous
I'm just
together.
so anxious about getting this on the needles too, even though we're in spring knit season, but
Yeah, but now that you know how to do color work, get that party started.
I want to get the party started. So
Yeah,
true.
Sooner
So-
rather than later. That's really
Yeah.
a great idea. So I can't seem to resist Lisa's self-striping yarn from Fibernymph Dyeworks. Every time she sends out an email, I am all over it. This color is called Winter Shadows, and it's on her bronzed sparkle base. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is bronze stellina in here. And it is just, these colors are gorgeous. And try not to crinkle, but I ended up getting some minis, and the red one also has stellina, but I think the plastic is making them all sparkle. So every single one of those I could use as heels, toes, and cuffs in this yarn. We'll see. I'm going to put that down so it doesn't crinkle too much. Yeah, because we've got that mic really picks up stuff. But she always does a swatch on her website that shows how this colorway looks knit up, and oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So if I can, I'll put that in right here. But love it, cannot recommend her yarn enough. I have some slub yarn of hers upstairs, 2 different sweater quantities. It's a fingering weight slub. One is in this gorgeous gold color that's almost the color of this label, like maybe a little bit deeper than that color. And another one is aqua. And you know, that I love that yarn. I just want to find a fingering weight sweater that is raglan, because I don't think I want to do increases along the front with the slub, but maybe just raglan increases and let the slubs happen wherever they happen. And I just think that would be such a wearable, each one of those colors would be really good. Anyway, I need to figure out something. If anybody's got any pattern suggestions for something that would work really well with a fingering weight slub yarn. I don't want to hold it with mohair because I feel like that would take away from all the slubs. You know, I feel like it needs, it's such a cool looking yarn, and a lot of yarn dyers are still making that, but you don't see a lot of patterns. And I mean, I could make shawls, but I've got sweater quantities. I think I've got probably 3 skeins of fingering of each one of those. So I want to use them for that. And then the other thing is the day that Janet and I purchased the fabric for the project bags at Joann's Fabrics, we had to make a stop over in their yarn department just to see what they had. And I ended up getting 4 balls of sugar and cream to make dishcloths with. And I really like using dishcloths as a hostess gift when we go to somebody's house. You know, if they have you over for dinner or whatever, it's really nice to take something. And I mean, we usually take a bottle of wine, but we'll probably still always take a bottle of wine. Let's be real. But I think dishcloths would be something, because we've got a lot of friends who don't knit, and they're really missing out on,
they are.
on those. So I want to try to, like, once a week, once every other week or something, just try to make one. And so I picked some colors that I feel like will go pretty well in everybody's colors. You ended up getting some.
I bought some as well.
Yeah. So, okay. Are we ready to taste wine? I'm getting a little bit thirsty. How about you?
Especially since we had that little taste earlier, we know what it tastes like.
Yeah, that's some goodness. All right, we'll see you over at the tasting table. Well, first of all, congratulations, Majo.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah, we're excited for you.
Yeah.
So we'd really like for you, if you're already friends with us on Ravelry, take a picture of what you make with your yarn and show us, because we would love to see that. Send us a note and tell us you've made something and what it is, or send us a picture, attach a photo or something and send it to us. And our other prize winners, if you're watching, we'd love to see what you guys have done, like how you're using your project bags, because this is the first time we've done yarn.
Yeah.
And we really enjoyed buying that for
bet.
this. So yeah.
Sorry I missed that.
Oh, I know. Well, you were busy that day.
I was busy that day. I can't remember with what. Oh yeah, I had appointments all over the place.
I think you had like 5 or 6 things in one day. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. So
what are we tasting today?
We are tasting the Cyrus. It's a 2015 Cyrus, and it's from Alexander Valley. It's a 2015 estate bottled wine, and it's 46% Cabernet Sauvignon, 32% Merlot, 15% Cab Franc, 5% Malbec, and a 2% Petit Verdot. So that's like a blend of Bordeaux grapes.
Yeah, it sure is.
And it's very good. And I paid $60 for it, but Vivino says it's $102. So I don't know. Maybe I got a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the characteristics are, it's more on the bold side, slightly tannic, very dry, and slightly acidic.
Big finish. Oh my goodness.
But the flavors, I mean, from that first taste we had were just So people have talked about tasting oak, vanilla, and tobacco. And blackberry, plum, dark fruit.
I can kind of see that tobacco on the finish.
Can you?
Yeah.
Or taste it.
There's also...
I could get it on the nose too, actually.
There is something... on the nose. It's almost... Have you ever been in a tobacco factory? A cigar factory? It almost has a little bit of that smell. It's very earthy. It's got all...
What about leather? Do you taste leather?
Yeah,
cocoa, and then fruits.
And it has almost that old world... You know, you talked about it being a Bordeaux blend. It is, it might be done in that old world style too.
Very well could be.
Because there's a little bit of that barnyard nose to it. You know what I mean? Like the horse stall smell.
I like the smell of horse stall.
No, I do too. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's in a good way.
Yeah. Man, the finish on it is just amazing. It's like my mouth just goes, brightens up because with the flavors. Is there a little tanginess maybe?
There is something tart about halfway through the palate that pulls your kind of pulls your tongue in, and then it just turns to velvet
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the finish.
Okay, so I think we
That's-
like this one.
This
And
is
the
really
fruits
good.
and the cocoa
Yeah.
definitely in
Oh,
that taste
yeah.
as well. So good.
Man,
That is lovely.
I'm glad.
This is one that stands alone
yes.
to drink by itself. So it's 2015 bottled, but 2015 grape, so it probably came out in 2017.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. So it's been in the bottle for what,
8
5
years.
years?
8 years.
2015.
Oh, 2015. It wouldn't have been in the
15.
bottle yet. It would have been in a cask.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
So who knows how long it
Yeah.
was?
You're right, 2017. So
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah, so, wow. That's really delicious.
It is.
Sonoma County, Alexander Valley Vineyards.
Yeah.
Is that Healdsburg? Healds.
Yeah, Healdsburg, yeah.
Healdsburg, yeah.
Love Healdsburg. That is a cute little town. If you get out that way, I was there. Gosh, I don't know how many years ago, and we stayed in this house that had at one time been like a horse stables, and so there was, in the center was a big courtyard, and then the buildings went around the outside of the courtyard, and they had totally remodeled it, and so it was like a bed and breakfast we stayed in, and it was fabulous. But sadly, in the fires,
Oh, it didn't make it.
it didn't make it.
Oh, that's so sad. I'll
Yeah.
tell you. That's
Wow.
awful. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. Healdsburg's a cool town.
Oh, I'm telling you, this is some goodness. We recommend this one. Sorry, we're sitting here talking about it and almost didn't really forget.
Sorry.
We didn't really forget about you. We promise. But this definitely has our attention.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching. And again, congratulations to May
Joe. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Cheers.
So
Cheers.
cheers. Until next time, kids. If you can't be with the wine you love, love the wine you're with.